morning, everyone. I remember once walking on the streets of Manhattan, there was a beggar collecting money, and he was calling out, "Hey, you don't have to be Rockefeller to help a fella." And this week's parsha deals with the mitzvah of tzedakah at great length, talking about various provisions that are made to help the destitute and the poor man. But the parsha begins with the mitzvah of Shemitah, that every year there should be a sabbatical year, the land should lie fallow, and the poor man can go into the field and take whatever he needs. But when the Torah talks about the mitzvah of Shemitah, the Torah says, why should you not work your field for an entire year? Because God says that the land is mine. It's not yours, and therefore you get to use it for 6 years, but in the 7th year, to remind yourself that it's God's land, you have to let it lay fallow. And here we have a very interesting idea in Judaism. The idea is that people talk about ownership. In Judaism, in the Torah, there's no such thing as ownership. Nobody owns anything. What are you? You're a guardian. God gave you certain assets, certain blessings in life, resources, but you're a guardian of these assets and resources. And therefore you must do with it as God instructed you to do with it. And part of what God instructed you to do is to give some of your money to the poor man. And therefore, if you don't give money to the poor man, it's not that you're not being generous. It's that you're not doing what you were obligated to do as a guardian of these resources that God entrusted with you. If you look in the English dictionary at the definition of charity, it says the following: the voluntary giving of help, typically in the form of money, to those in need. That's what the Webster Dictionary says. Notice the first word is the voluntary giving. It's up to you. If you want to give. There's no obligation to give. I don't legally owe the poor man anything, but if I voluntarily want to do it, I do it. The Torah doesn't use the word charity. The Torah uses the word tzedakah. The root of the word tzedakah is the word tzedek. Tzedek means justice. It's an act of justice because God entrusted a certain portion of your income to you to give to the poor man. And therefore, if you don't give it to the poor man, you're doing an injustice. You're holding back his portion that was intended for him. The story told about the guy who came to America from a different country, and he went into a business venture with somebody and made $10 million. And then the guy got very ill, and he says to his partner, looks like I'm not going to make it, but after I pass away, I want you to go back to my country and give my wife some money from what we earn. And he says to her, I want you to give her whatever you want. So this poor guy dies, and he travels to the country. He tells the wife, your husband gave me instructions to give me whatever I want from the money we made. We made $10 million. I want to give you $1 million. Here's $1 million. The wife says, 1 minute. My husband was a 50-50 partner with you. You should give me 5. He says, well, I'm following your husband's instructions. He said I should give you whatever I want. That's what I want to give you, $1 million. So they went to the rabbi and presented both sides. And the rabbi thought about it, and the rabbi said, this is my ruling. You should give the wife $9 million and keep $1 million for yourself. He says, what do you mean? He says, the husband said, give my wife whatever you want. You want $9 million for yourself. So that's what you should be giving to the wife, because he said, give my wife whatever you want. But the message of the story is, give the other person whatever you want. In other words, just like you want to have 3 healthy, balanced meals a day, the poor man wants to eat 3 balanced. Just like you want to have a comfortable bed to sleep in, he wants a comfortable bed. Treat the other person the way you would want to be treated. And that's what Hillel told the convert. Don't do unto others what you wouldn't want to do unto others, to do to you, or vice versa. Do to others what you would like others to do to you as well, as they call it the golden rule. And that's what tzedakah is. And when you think of tzedakah in that way, not only are you more generous, but you appreciate what you have more. Because you realize that whatever you have is on loan from Hashem. One day we'll have to return it all. And that's the idea of Shemitah, to remind you that we don't have permanent possession of this. And as the most important thing is to remember that they're your possessions, but don't let them possess you. Don't let them control you in a way that you cannot share your blessings with others.